Hey horror fans, today we are talking about Whistle, the brand new supernatural high school horror flick that is currently in cinemas. Directed by Corin Hardy and written by Owen Egerton. If you have seen this movie already or you're planning on going to see it, then please stick around because this review is going to dissect the scares, the themes, and whether if it earns its place alongside modern cursed object classic horror. And don't worry, spoilers are going to be the bare minimum. Whistle opens with a fiery gut punch prologue. A high school basketball player mysteriously bursts into flames in his locker room while taking a shower. A couple of months later, a transfer student called Chris, played by Daphne Keane, is handed that very player's old locker, and inside she finds an ancient skull-shaped Aztec death whistle. Now naturally, horror rule number one, somebody blows on the whistle. And the whistle's shriek doesn't call spirits or doom the world, it actually summons a terrifying curse that hunts down whoever hears this whistle, forcing future deaths into horrifying reality. Chris and her friends soon have to unravel this artifact's lore and try to escape their terrifying fates. Now what sets this movie apart is how it blends classic cursed object horror with emotional character work. At its heart is a coming of age arc. Chris isn't just battling supernatural forces, she's wrestling with her past, her identity, and emerging feelings for her classmate Ellie. Leia elevates the film above pure shock value, giving audiences something to root for beyond who survives next. Some of that emotional layer elevates the film above pure shock value, giving audiences something to root for beyond who survives next. Some of the kill scenes in this movie were absolutely incredible. In fact, some of the kill scenes are going to be the ones that you're going to need to try and beat this year. They were that good. I feel that there were little nods to a Nightmare on Elm Street scattered throughout this movie, because after the first kill and then the movie opens up, they play a song that is called Back to the Wall, which is pretty much, it mimics a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, the Dream Master's opening scene after Kristen's first nightmare. Also, there is a teacher character in this film called Mr. Craven, and of course, Wes Craven is the master behind A Nightmare on Elm Street. Also, there is a kill scene that happens in a bedroom, which literally turns into a full bloodbath, and this guy's parents ends up walking into the bedroom right at the tail end of this horrible death scene, and it honestly felt like it was playing tribute to Glenn's bedroom death scene in A Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking too much into this, but this is what I was getting from it. And if there were little tributes and little Easter eggs to Nightmare on Elm Street, then that is just so cool. Daphne Keane as Chris delivers a grounded lead performance in this movie. She's mysterious, she's vulnerable. I found her quite compelling to watch, and because she is like this outsider character, caught between grief and growth, and of course, she has a few secrets. Sophie Nalesi brings a warmth and relatability as Ellie, Chris's crush and emotional anchor, and their chemistry is one of the film's strongest assets. Director Corin Hardy, who is also known for The Nun and of course The Hallow, he brings a visual flair that pays homage to classic horror while injecting fresh energy. The rhythm of scares leads into Final Destination-y style premonitions and death scenes, which I'm sure you've heard other people say when they've been reviewing this movie, but I just felt that it was done in a very unique and clever way. The cursed whistle itself actually becomes a character in the movie. I mean, its shriek signaling doom with malicious efficiency earns itself as a character. Some of the positives of this film is that it just strikes quite a nice solid balance between horror and heart. I mean, the mythology of the death whistle feels original. There are some incredible standout kills, as I've already mentioned, and of course the atmospheric tension keeps the momentum going. And also, the queer romance at its core gives emotional stakes that few horror films ever nail. And do you know what? Not every film is perfect, because there were some subplots and characters that felt underdeveloped, especially the secondary characters and the secondary arcs that introduce intriguing threads but don't really resolve anything. Also, at times the tone does jump between campy teen moments and serious horror without always landing smoothly. So while this movie isn't perfect, it is a fun, stylish and emotionally grounded horror ride. It takes well-worn cursed object elements and infuses them with real stakes and genuine relationships and inventive kills. I don't know if you've noticed, guys, I'm really bigging up the kills in this movie. They were amazing. Whether if you're here for the thrill of the heart, this movie delivers, and I actually had a really good time with this one, which actually did shock me. I remembered seeing the trailer and doing the trailer reaction here on the channel, and I thought, this looks, okay, but it didn't really blow me away. So yeah, I was quite shocked that I enjoyed this movie as much as I did. And I think something that I do want to mention is something that I liked about the movie is that when each character is about to die, or does indeed die after hearing the death whistle, they actually end up dying in the way that they were always meant to die. They instantly age to the age that they were supposed to die at. So if you were to die at 70, you would die aged at 70. So for example, the opening kill scene, the guy is like 17 years old and he's in college, but we learn later on in the movie that the autopsy reports, his dental records showed that his teeth were a 40-year-old man. So this dude in the opening kill, he was always going to die in a fire, but not until he was aged 40. But the death whistle just sped everything up, and I just thought that was very different to what we've normally got in these types of movies, and I must applaud them for that because it really kept me intrigued. So a mixed bag all round, but there are definitely a lot more positives for me than any negatives, and I'd be more than happy to go and rewatch this movie again and also add it to my Blu-ray collection. So after all is said and done, I am going to give Whistle a very healthy rating of 7.2 out of 10. This is a really good time horror movie. Make sure you do go out and watch this one when you get the chance. You will not regret it. Okay then, guys, well, we have reached the end of today's video, so make sure you do leave some lovely comments in the comments box below. Be sure to smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you all again in the next video.